Hi folks, only me. Latest update on my Fizzy. So we've got it on the table now, and I thought we'd start on the changing the tyres. So I took the front wheel out and noticed that it's still rubbing on the caliper of the pad was still rubbing on the disc, and I wasn't happy with it. So I've ended up taking the caliper apart again. Now before, I did try and get the pins out, but it's so corroded in. I didn't want to break the caliper because they're quite expensive if you can get hold of them. But I didn't want to put any heat on it either because it had seals in it, new seals that the previous owner had put in. But I decided, well, the seals were only about a £5. So I stripped it down as much as I could, took the seals out and blasted this with some heat out of an air gun, not a propane torch, because I didn't want to risk melting it because it is only made out of Ali, I think. And I could just visualise it melting in front of me, and I don't suppose that's a very easy part to get hold of, and if it is, it would be expensive. Cut a long story short, I got one of the pins out, and it was the one causing me the trouble. It was badly corroded, and it was corroded around a little rubber bush, and now I've cleaned it up and put it back together without the bush. It moves nicely. The only reason I can think that you've got a rubber bush in there, perhaps that chatters when you're putting the brake on. But I'm going to see how it goes, and if it's okay when it's back together, that's fine. If not, I'll have to strip it again and perhaps make a little phosphor bronze bush to put in the arm. I don't really see the point in having a rubber one because it grips all the time, but maybe with some rubber sealer or some sealant, not sealant, lubricant might work. Anyway, so that's that, and I've painted it up, and I've got, somewhere, I've got the disc to put on it. Can't see where it is now. The Yamaha disc, there we are. So when that's sitting on the bike, I'll stick that on a certain level. So that's that job done. I've still got to take this lot off and paint it. I've been using this Autotech caliper black, and it actually brushed on very nicely, so that should do the job. Make it tidy it up a bit. Put my new tyre on, that's gone on alright. I'll get that out of the way. I've taken the exhaust off, and the brake was rubbing. There's quite a bit of play on all the bushes here, but this was rubbing on the exhaust, and it looked like it had a shunt at some time because that was sitting up about there. So I've tried to remove the bend just by squashing it this way, so that it would come down and get a nice arc on it. So hopefully that's going to clear. If it doesn't, I think I can put a little bit of a rubber bush on this pin. That'll just drop it down a bit. I think it'll be alright. Now I've took the exhaust off. It's an original exhaust, giving it a good old clean up. It has got rust, but we don't mind a bit of rust, as I've said before. And this stop here for the stand was bent up, so the stand was hitting the frame before it hit this rubber. So hopefully I've cured that as well. I then took the cylinder head off because I wanted to clean it because somebody had painted it. Unfortunately, I've noticed it's got two fins are broken. But if that's sitting on like that, then you don't actually see it. I've looked to see which way this goes up. Some photographs of Fizzies have got that part there where the fins are joined together like that, and some are like that. But I'm going to fit that like that, so you don't see the broken fins. Should be fine. I cleaned up all the paint off. I haven't blasted it or anything. I want to keep the old effect. I don't want it looking some of it looking too new. I want it all to blend in. I then took the barrel off and saw a bit of history, which was that the piston has got some burn marks on it, where it obviously seized up at some time, and there's a little bit on the barrel as well. So probably semi-seized, perhaps not enough oil in the fuel many years ago, and somebody's gone in there, and I'd imagine that it would have broken the rings as well. So someone's put new rings on it, Now apparently there's supposed to be one chrome ring and one standard ring. These are both chrome rings, so I think that would be fine. It was running before. I've measured the gaps. There shouldn't be any more than 14 thou. That's the maximum tolerance. I think it's 4 to 14. These are 15. So for now, because I may well get this rebored at some time, so I'm not going to waste any time. We know it runs. It's all good. Leave it as it is. So I've cleaned everything up. I've cleaned this gasket. I'm going to use this old one with some well seal, because quite often I don't even put this gasket on there. I've lapped both of these in flat patch on the flat surface plate, so that you could probably just bolt this straight on. But I don't want to risk the piston hitting the top. Although there's plenty of clearance, it would be fine actually. But I'm going to use the gasket. It's quite soft. It doesn't need annealing. With some well seal, and I think that would be fine. So that's that. I've got the studs out because they wouldn't go through the cylinder just purely because of corrosion. So I've just reamed out the holes. That one goes good. Now I've got a little list here. I always forget something. Tyres, sticky caliper, exhaust, and the piston. That's it. Yeah, we've mentioned it all. So that's where we are at the moment. I'm going to start putting this thing back together. I forgot to order my air filter, but I'm sure there's some other bits I'm going to have to order. I'm getting all my bits from Yam Bits up in York, and they seem pretty good. I had one incident where they sent me a tube, brand new tube. I don't know where it's made. Vietnam maybe. Here we are. What we've got here? Made in India. But it wouldn't take any air, and it's basically where the stem is. They haven't. I don't know how they make these things, but you need drilling to get air in through there into the tyre. So I mentioned it to Yam Bits, and they just sent me another one. So I might try drilling this carefully, just so it doesn't have to be much of a hole. That could be a spare tube then. But yeah, I recommend Yam Bits so far. They seem really good. You can buy everything online. So that'll do for now, I think. And catch you on the next one. Bye now.